The official Backrooms movie just released its first teaser trailer, and I'm here today to break it down, to analyze it, to show you some Easter eggs, and to tell you my general thoughts about it. If I missed anything in my breakdown, make sure to leave a comment below telling me how stupid and wrong I am, and telling me what I missed. I'm recording this the morning of the 24th, when the trailer came out, because yesterday, Kane Pixels and A24 released this teaser movie poster, which I actually really like. It's very simple, very plain, very monotonous. Just like the Backroom. So today we're gonna check out and break down this little teaser. I got a ton of notes that I wrote down about it because I actually noticed a lot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's break it down. So right off the bat, we can see that it's got 5,000 views and 30,000 likes. So this is going pretty viral. Let's check it out. So this first minute or so is me reacting to this, and then afterwards I'm gonna break it down, and while it's happening, I'll do the same. Okay, so it starts in this very top room here. Backrooms, as you can see, there's a chair. You felt something. Okay.
What did you find?
What did you find? Chair glitched into the wall. You found a place.
It's massive in there. It just goes on and on and on.
It's massive in there.
All
Okay.
these
Empty backroom
rooms.
level. Same room though.
This place builds them.
Same room.
Actually, more like it remembers them. And the more times it remembers something,
Okay.
the less it does.
The more times it remembers something, the less it does. Perfect. Okay, we have a lot to break down. Let's do it. So right off the bat, that conversation that's in the dialogue there, that's because the plot of the movie is between a psychologist and her patient who gets lost in the complex, the Backrooms. And I could tell that the male voice was Chiwetel Ejiofor, and the lady's voice, it was the psychologist. So they're talking together, and it appears to be that the patient found the backroom somehow. Whether they tapped into it, whether they're insane, whether it's kind of a mental scape thing, I don't know. But he seemed to have found it. And if we go right over to the official A24 website, they actually just released, while I was making this video, the official synopsis of the film, which goes as follows. A strange doorway appears in the basement of a furniture showroom. And that's it. That's the entire synopsis. It still is confirmed that the psychology and the psychologist back and forth is also in the film. It's just that the synopsis and the main driving factor of the narrative is probably going to be this doorway appearing and this other person that finds it being crazy or something like that. Who knows? And next, did you notice the rooms in the trailer? So where the teaser starts is at the top of the floor or whatever. And as it goes down further and further, each of these rooms is actually the same exact room, just generated differently by the complex. For instance, the top one has windows and furniture. And as we get lower, the furniture becomes glitched and warped into the walls, and everything becomes less normal. Like what we would call normal physics don't seem to apply to these different rooms because the doorways start to vary and the entrances to the room are blocked off, and it becomes more blank, more plain, more empty, more liminally, as they would say, until we get down to the final shot, which is just the open area of a Backrooms level 0 thing that we would know and recognize. Now, off the bat, to me, the way the trailer is formed reminds me of doom scrolling. Because you're just scrolling up constantly, forgetting slowly what you just watched. I mean, imagine the last time you doom scrolled because you tell me 2 videos that you remembered. You couldn't. Since this seems to be a psychologically based horror movie, it seems like the further we go down, the less you or the patient or the viewer remembers. The more their mind becomes blank and numb and empty as they get lost in this hellscape. I also wanted to do some research on the specific assets that were in each of these different rooms because I think, Kane's a guy that loves Easter eggs and stuff. So when I saw this first clip right here with the A24 logo, that chair actually did seem familiar to me. And it turns out I was right because I went over to Twitter and I wanted to see if anybody else noticed this. And apparently that chair is the exact same asset for the chair that was used in Found Footage episode 3 that I reacted to a couple years ago. Steel trap, I don't forget. I think that's a pretty cool nod to the Found Footage series, or it could just be that Kane didn't have any other assets for a chair to use for the trailer. That's okay. Another thing I want to specifically note about each individual room is that all of them, all the different levels, except for that bottom kind of level 0 base shot, was made in Blender. So they were all created in Blender, again, maybe as a nod to all the found footage stuff that's been produced to YouTube, or it could have just been easier that way. But that last shot was either CGI'd or practical in different ways. Whatever the case is, I think it looks phenomenal. I think they did a very good job with the lighting, the ambiance, as they say, and they've got the design down perfectly because it definitely gives the liminal found footage vibe. Even though I don't think it's going to be a found footage horror, I think it's going to be a psychological horror. The general premise of the movie has been released, and it's between a psychologist and her patient. Somehow, this patient definitely found these rooms, whether it was in his mental scape, whether this is kind of an early internet piece. If you saw the behind-the-scenes pictures that were leaked, it definitely seems like this is not taking place in modern day. The cars are older, the dresses, they're kind of older. So maybe this is early internet, maybe 80s, maybe 90s, and somehow or another, this guy tapped into what we call the complex or the backrooms. Just like in most of the other media that we've seen about the backrooms or that I've covered on the channel, it seems like it can replicate the exact room over and over and over again with just like Control-C, Control-V accuracy. Except there are minor differences because of the general warping of the complex itself, and I'm really glad he actually included that in the teaser. It really does seem like a metaphor for humanity's loss of control, somebody losing their mind and going insane, all their memories slipping away until eventually it's just nothing. That's definitely the vibes I get from this. And I'm very glad that the teaser looks like this because for a little bit I was sort of worried that it might be kind of a mascot horror jump scare movie. And then I got over that pretty quickly because I realized Kane doesn't really do that very much. He kind of makes more cerebral videos, especially with the Oldest View series. That's phenomenal, very atmospheric and stuff like that. So I think this is definitely going to be a thriller, a psychological horror movie where hopefully we get to see people losing their minds, walking around the complex, or somehow astrally projecting themselves into it. Whatever the case is, it looks amazing, and I cannot wait to hear it and see it on the big screen. But for just a minute-long teaser, I think that was a great way for it to go. I think they framed it amazingly. There's not really much to go off of. All the analysis that I did, it was just pretty much what you could see there. There's not much to be said, but I think I got a pretty good read on what they're going for. Like I said, it kind of just reminds me of the loss of your sanity, going insane, which is a great pivotal part of the Backrooms lore, and I sincerely hope they continue that trend as we move further into the real trailer next month. As the teaser itself said, it releases May 29th, 2026, which is just a few days after my birthday. Thanks, Kane. I've heard some speculation, indeed, that the actual full trailer is coming out pretty soon, in March, so I will be right here on this channel to break it down, to analyze it, to show you the Easter eggs that I found myself with my no life and plenty of time to look at it. And of course, I'm very excited for this film. I've dedicated my last 5 years to talking about analog horror and internet horror and the Backrooms. So I'm pretty excited to see what Kane does with this. I am trepidatiously optimistic, I should say, about it all. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this on the big screen and kind of realized by A24. Leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more breakdowns for all these trailers that are going to come out before the movie release. And then when the movie releases, I'm going to do a breakdown of the movie and my thoughts about it and go into the premiere and everything like that. So if you want to stick around for all that stuff, it'll be right here on the channel. I don't want to keep you here for too long because no one likes watching a long, drawn-out thing. Go check out the actual trailer on Kane's channel to show him some support. He deserves it for all the hard work that he's done, which sounds like I'm glazing, but I'm not. This is an incredible feat. He's an incredibly talented artist, and I cannot wait to see what he's got planned for this. Yeah, I hope you're excited, and I'll see you in the next video, wherever that may be. Have a great day. Like, actually, if you don't, I'm gonna